Welcome back to Inside Tennessee. My colleague John North and I, glad you're with us. Don Bosch, as promised, your question to Matt Shears, head of the Democratic Party in Knox County.
Matt, thank you for being here this morning with us. One, I want to applaud the job that you've done for our party. You've been there for a while now and been a steady hand. You talked about recruiting candidates, and I have seen a dramatic improvement. And I've sat on the show with Susan many times and said our problem locally and statewide is we're not getting good candidates in, and you really have done that. What do you do? And I think of the Cat bike experience with Cat winning her school board seat. Countywide race, partisan for the first time in many years, won in a district that we could call purple, but historically went slided a little more red than blue. What do we do as a party to get more people like Cat Pike and fine job of going door to door and working a campaign like you have to, grassroots, like both of you have talked about? What do you do to find those people?
Yeah, I view my job as a salesman, really. A salesman to candidates for the party, a salesman to voters for our candidates, and a salesman of our party to our donors. And so when I go out and recruit candidates, the biggest thing is when we can demonstrate that we will have their back, that we will get out there and knock doors for them, that we have donors that will support them. And I always tell our folks, too, that the better we do, we're not going to win every single race. We're not going to have a clean sweep. That's not what we're doing. We're playing the long game. And when we can demonstrate that people running countywide, like Debbie Helsley, can get to 45%, and even people that are running, every countywide candidate, Democratic candidate, actually overperformed Joe Biden's percentage in Knox County. And so if we can demonstrate that you can run a professional race, that you can run a credible race, and whether you come out as the winner or the loser, people will view that as a job well done. And that's what my job is to do.
I want to take Don's question and extend it out a little bit for both of you. I'm interested in hearing from both of you who, and you can tell me whether it's local, regional, or statewide, who excites you in terms of the politicians in your party you think have a good future and can draw people. Matt, I'll start with you.
We've been doing a good job of building a bench over the last couple of years, I believe. We've had a number of people step up from the county level and go to the state. Representative Sam McKenzie, he's already gone into leadership in the state house. I think that we've got a number of people on city council. I mean, they're nonpartisan races, but I think there's a number of people on city council who could run for higher office, state house or state senate. And I think there's a number of people even on county commission. You see that Commissioner Courtney Durrett, who is two Democrats on a Republican-controlled commission, and she must be a pretty good politician if she's able to become chair of the county commission. So I think that she has a bright future as well, too. We've got a lot of younger elected officials who I think are excited and have demonstrated their credibility to run for higher office.
And statewide, and then we'll get to Buddy. Statewide, who do you see that you're like, that's a good contender for governor someday?
I usually try and think about local stuff, but statewide, I would say John Ray Clemens, who's the chair of the Democratic caucus, has done a very good job. I think that Jeff Yarbrough, state senator from Nashville, has done a very good job. He's running for mayor of Nashville right now. So.
All right, Buddy. So you heard the question. I am curious, what sort of candidates do you say good stuff, good material?
I think that we have several candidates here in Knox County, some who are term limited, who are looking at higher offices.
Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah, there's no mystery here who we're speaking of. But.
No, there's several. And
he says he hasn't made up his mind, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of like when I was talking to someone and they said, talking about the county mayor's job. And they said, well, Susan Richardson's going to run. I said, well, she's one of 7 that I know of so far.
I'm not, by the way.
No. But, rather than, trying to name names. But I think we have a dynamic Republican Party. And I think that if we can continue and to look forward to getting back to where we were before, I think that we're going to see a lot more candidates step up.
Last question. Who do you think is really dynamic in the state Senate?
In the state Senate. I have been a Becky supporter for a long time.
Okay.
She's always been good to me. I think she's good to her constituents. And I think that is probably, I would have said Randy McNally, but I'm a little concerned right now.
Becky Duncan Massey, who's you're referring to here locally in Knox County. Susan?
Yeah, Buddy, this question for you, I guess, and Matt as well. We've got a mayor's race this year. do we have a candidate that's running as a nonpartisan race, but is there a candidate from the Republican Party? Now, I'm told Jeff Tallman has picked up a petition. I've talked to him. I think he's a Republican. But is there anybody else that's looking at it from our party?
There is a couple of others who have mentioned, but I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb right here and say Jeff Tallman is our best chance. He's very respected. He has a very long list of friends. I believe him to be a good Republican. He has the backing of a lot of former office holders. I've met with him. It was just getting him to finally pull the trigger and get in the race.
You have an incumbent running.
Yeah, we do. Mayor Kincannon, we think she's done a good job. We still believe that city elections should be as nonpartisan as possible, and we don't have explicit plans to get involved. That being said, I personally am supporting Mayor Kincannon, have donated to her campaign, and will knock doors for her. But the party apparatus at this time does not have plans.
Unlike the Republicans, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, Buddy, is our party going to get involved? That happened on the last city race.
We're going to get involved, but as a Knox County Republican Party, we're going to work toward that end as a party together. And I wanted to throw one thing in is I saw Mayor Kincannon the other day. I'm blessed with a lot of people who say nice things. And she came to me and she said, congratulations, how you doing? Everything's great. She said, as long as you don't find somebody to run against me.
Well, you held that promise for about a week, so good job, buddy.
We're going to take another break on Inside Tennessee. Back with more right after this.